Here we go, 4 o'clock on your Monday afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. The day started out kind of gloomy and some cooler temperatures. Sky 9 gave us a view of that haze that we see over the mountains sometimes and the metro area about 10 this morning. Then the clouds cleared away by mid-morning. Things started to heat up, got a little breezy as well. We're going to have Kathy's forecast in just a few minutes.
We do have crystal clear pictures, though, coming in right now. These are live. This is from Commerce City, where firefighters continue to work on a house fire near Kearney Middle School, just north of East 62nd. The drone view from above shows the smoke that was coming from the house, and now you can see those cranes are bringing a lot of water down onto it. But this has been a fire that has been active this afternoon.
9 News reporter Rachel Crouch joins us live from the neighborhood, and this has been going for about an hour. So, Rachel, tell us what the fire looks like right now.
Yeah, Kim, that fire is still being very actively fought right behind me here. They have two apparatuses up in the air, two steady streams of water coming down on that house fire. And we've seen the weight of that water breaking apart the roof, sending bricks coming down under the weight of that water coming at it. Now, South Adams Fire says that call first came in around 1:30 this afternoon of a fire at the home here along Kearney Street in Commerce City. They tell me everyone inside is believed to have gotten out safely. South Adams Fire tells me 2 people were taken to a hospital nearby, but their injuries were not considered life-threatening. Neighbors have been gathering outside throughout the afternoon here, watching and waiting to see how the folks who live there are doing and what's going to happen next. We spoke with one man who lives nearby. He says those flames went up really fast.
As soon as I smelled it, it smelled like someone was grilling, like I said. And then I saw, when I walked out, I already saw a fire truck and a police officer already on scene. And I was impressed because, like I said, 2 months ago, there's another fire and that they took a little bit longer in that one. But this one, they were on top of it. Go, go, go.
Again, we are being told that everyone was able to make it out of that house okay. The fire here is still being fought out here very actively. And now South Adams Fire does tell me that because of the heat, they are having to have a lot of firefighters out here. They're trying to switch out those crews very regularly to make sure that their crews don't get overheated as they work to put this fire out. Reporting live in Commerce City, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
All right, Rachel, of course, keep us posted. We'll check back with you if anything does break out there in Commerce City.
We also have new video at 4 o'clock. We're getting a view of the plane that crashed in Douglas County yesterday. 9 News Investigates obtained video of the incident near Larkspur, showing the plane nearly landing on I-25.
Our investigative reporter is Kevin Vaughn, joining us with a look at the crash that sent 2 people to the hospital and this new look at what happened. Kevin.
Kim, it's on. That video is dramatic, and 9 News Investigates has confirmed that an identical plane registered to the same company made an emergency landing on a golf course here 2 years ago.
There's an emergency aircraft at about 11 o'clock.
Sarah Hackett saw the plane through the windshield and hit record.
The Twin Technum over the interstate there.
I just want to know if there is a fire in that crash area.
Hackett lost sight of the aircraft as it crashed into a marshy area near Larkspur.
No obvious fire or smoke.
According to the Federal Aviation Administration, the pilot suffered serious injuries. A passenger, minor injuries. The investigation of the cause may take months. 9 News Investigates has learned it's not the first time that exact model of aircraft has experienced an emergency. 2 years ago, the pilot of an identical plane made an emergency landing on Fox Hollow Golf Course. According to FAA records, both planes are registered to Marsh Equipment of Aurora, Oregon. That 2022 incident occurred during a training flight after the pilot shut off an engine and couldn't get it restarted. In Sarah Hackett's video from Sunday, it also appears that only one engine was operating as the plane swooped down toward I-25. We were unable to reach anyone with Marsh Equipment today. However, we did confirm the company is registered to do business in Colorado. In the meantime, the National Transportation Safety Board expects to release a preliminary report on the cause of this crash in about 30 days. In the studio, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
Kevin, there truly is video of everything these days. We've seen the aftermath of sometimes planes trying to land or actually successfully landing on highways. That shows you how tough it can be.
It can be. In this case, one of the plane's wings clipped a highway sign, which appears to have turned it off the course it was trying to use to get down on the ground.
Oh my goodness.
Keep an eye on this story.
A lot more to find out.
Yep.
Thank you, Kevin.
There was a bad crash along I-70 near Byers this morning. One person was seriously hurt in the crash or by the fire. Now, it all happened just after 2 a.m. The State Patrol says an Amazon semi hit a guardrail, crossed the center median, and then hit an SUV with 8 people inside. But again, only one person was seriously hurt. The truck driver was okay, and now troopers are investigating what may have led up to that crash.
A pickup truck driver crashed through a fence at Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport today and hit 2 planes that were parked there. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office first tweeted about this about 9:40 this morning. The driver was the only person in the pickup truck, which stopped after hitting a guardrail. The driver was taken to the hospital, and the Colorado Department of Public Safety says it's suspected there was some kind of a medical issue that led up to the crash. The Jeffco Sheriff's Office says no one else was hurt. The airport mostly serves private pilots.
These are private planes, private airport, individually owned planes. There are a few commercial airlines that fly out of here, but the planes that were damaged were private planes.
Colorado State Patrol is investigating the crash. Jeffco says the NTSB and FAA won't be involved because it was a car crash.
Take a look outside. There was some cloud cover early, but once that cleared, we got right up into the 90s today across the metro area. This as we still are awaiting the official start to summer. Some 3 days away, Kathy, but feels all of it right now.
Yeah, critical fire weather today, Tom, with the heat, the wind, the warmth, the dryness. We had that fog roll in this morning, a little bit of a cool layer of air over us, but it is long gone now as winds have been ramping up out of the south. Decent travel on I-25 and I-70. Rapid snowmelt has not been a big issue yet today, but look at your numbers for this afternoon. 93 in Denver, 84 in Greeley, 103 in Lamar, close to 100 in Pueblo, and mid-80s up across the Continental Divide. The wind, the big story today, coming in straight out of the south, blowing hard, taking all the moisture out of the atmosphere. One little tiny gusty thunderstorm out on the far eastern plains up and watching outside of Lamar. It had a little bit of a hail signature in it, and it's got some damaging winds and lightning. There's a separate one that's just developing outside of Burlington. They're moving really quickly from the south to the north, and we'll keep an eye on those, of course. Storm Prediction Center does not have Denver in the outlook for severe thunderstorms today, but the extreme northeastern corner, kind of a level 2 out of 5 for later tonight, all part of that weather system that brought the fog in this morning. We have fair skies tonight, a partly cloudy day tomorrow. The big weather story for tomorrow, cooler. I mean, a lot cooler, like highs in the 70s, and we'll actually have a little bit of moisture coming in with that front that will arrive overnight, which is just wonderful news after the hot, dry weather. So we're tracking isolated storms way east. It'll be cooler on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, the day before the summer solstice, thunderstorms, a good threat that day. We're going to talk about the timing of that midweek storm outlook coming up.
All right, Kathy, thanks. Talking about fire weather, an update now on the Interlaken fire burning between Leadville and Buena Vista, which they now list as 86% contained. Firefighters continue to clear trees and brush in the area, and crews there are warning about smoke visible along Highway 82 and in the Twin Lakes Village. That was the fire started last week by an abandoned campfire. Now it's burned some 730 acres. There are more than 240 firefighters who continue to work on the fire. The U.S. Forest Service is projecting they could have full containment by Sunday. The driver facing charges in a deadly crash on Highway 285 last week was living in the country without proper authorization. That's according to Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. The State Patrol says Ignacio Cruz Mendoza was driving a truck on 285 near Conifer last Tuesday when that semi went off the road, rolled, and spilled its load of steel pipes and beams. The crash killed Scott Miller, who was driving another car. It seriously hurt another driver as well. ICE has confirmed that Cruz Mendoza is a Mexican citizen, saying that he entered the U.S. before 2002. He was arrested in 2002 in Oregon. ICE says Cruz Mendoza has been removed or voluntarily returned to Mexico 16 times since. He's now facing charges for vehicular homicide, vehicular assault, reckless driving, and not having a commercial driver's license.
CU Boulder is making a big investment in student housing. According to our partners at the Denver Business Journal, CU purchased the site of the old Regal Cinnabar movie theater in Louisville. The university paid $10 million for the property. Their plan is to redevelop the land into housing that could be attainable to staff and possibly graduate students. The site is next to the McCaslin RTD Park and Ride, where students can catch a bus or rides to the main campus. It takes about 14 minutes. Next Tuesday, CU plans to host a community meeting in Louisville so neighbors can weigh in on the redevelopment. That'll be at the Louisville Rec Center next Tuesday night, 4:30.
Coming up in October, the king of Park Hill is going to be enshrined into basketball immortality as Denver native Chauncey Billups is inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. Chauncey was here back in his hometown over the weekend, receiving the Juneteenth Music Festival Lifetime Achievement Award. That's honoring his upcoming induction into the hall, also for his contributions to our community. Chauncey accepted the award in front of a lot of basketball fans and spoke about how special going into the hall is.
The Naismith Hall of Fame is definitely the pinnacle. It's what we all dreamed that could happen, you know, at one point. And like I said, my dreams never even got that big, so you know how big it is. But yeah, this is definitely you know, a culmination of everything that I've accomplished, everything that I worked for, all the sacrifices that I've made to get there. So to have that honor is incredible.
His is such a story when you talk about talent and grit, because he was obviously with a great team when he played high school ball at George Washington, but he went to CU, which was a tough choice for many to make back then, and helped them get into the NCAA tournament where they hadn't seen in a while. His pro career started out rough.
Yeah.
It ended with like an NBA Finals MVP, got to play here with the Nuggets. It's just an amazing ride.
Yeah, that is, I think you appreciate it more, do you not? When it's a little tougher?
Well,
and I'm not sure that you would say, yeah, I want to repeat all the things that were the challenges, but you do appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all part of it, and he's lived it all. We'll look forward to his induction. So the NBA season could very well end tonight, and if so, that would end the Nuggets' reign as champions. It lasted 1 year. Today, though, still is a very big day in Nuggets history. It was 48 years ago today that the Nuggets officially merged from the ABA into the NBA. They, the Nets, Pacers, and Spurs, the only team to survive the ABA when it all went down back in 1976. The rest of those ABA teams and that beautiful red, white, and blue ball were all done. The Nuggets survived because they drew well, they played well, and they had David Thompson, and the NBA wanted some of that.
Yeah.